Oh, it's on. The camera's on. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I was having some camera problems, but there we go. I think we're good. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm very excited to ask you some questions about Pokemon Horizons.
This should be fun. This should be exciting. That sounds good. Okay, I've tried to turn off all notifications, so we will hope. We will hope there's no dings and dongs. That's the major for the day. So my name is Malik. Nice to meet you, Beth.
Nice to meet you. So you've had a very impressive voiceover career. What got you started in voiceover work in the first place?
A great question. It was actually an accident. I was an on-camera actor and I started working when I was about 3. And I found my opportunities when I was around 18, 19 were just not happening. Curvy mixed chicks were not the jam in 1988, 89. It was like you either need to lose a lot of weight or gain a lot of weight. And if you're pretty and funny, there's something going on with that. So we've got to figure it out. I couldn't book a job to save my life. Couldn't book a job to save my life. And my mom, Myra Berger, was a commercial agent. And at her commercial agency, there was a voiceover department. There it is. And Jeff Howell, my mentor, said, "Do you mind coming in and reading some copy today with some partners?" And automatically I was like, no. He was just, come on, just, and I booked 3 national network jobs within 72 hours. And I said,
Wow.
oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, I get it. I get it. And I've never left the booth. 36 years later, I've never left.
That's amazing. I love when things work out like that.
Right? Like the least planned plan is planned. So yeah, it worked out for me. So no, I just stuck with what I knew and this is it. So what's up? Voiceover.
I love that. So when you do go in the booth and do your voiceover work, do you prefer to kind of embody the character that you're voicing, or are you kind of like a pajamas and slippers kind of person?
I want to embody as much as I can. I really do. I love it that people can just rock their stuff with their pajamas and slippers. I think that's dope. But I'm very method. I'm a stage actor, and I would much rather put on the suit. Much rather put on the suit.
So when you voice Ryme in Pokemon Horizons, what are you wearing?
She is a black legging, Adidas or Pumas. She's a cutoff t-shirt with my tattoos, and she's a lot of red lipstick.
I love,
Lots of red lipstick from Rhyme.
I love that so much.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, she's the first black female Pokemon character. What does it mean to you to not only be a part of such a huge franchise as Pokemon, but to be a trailblazer in the franchise as well?
It is the most important and honored role that I play because of those factors. My hope and my goal is to always just push one more Black girl to get up to that mic and know that there's an opportunity. There are opportunities for us. And I've worked so hard my whole career to just keep opening the doors and opening the doors and elbowing and cracking and just letting everybody I can find fly in right behind me. And I'm very hopeful with this franchise that we will get more young Black voiceover actors that want to do anime.
I love that.
Honor.
So how would you describe the character of Rhyme?
Rhyme and I are very much alike. Um, she's the keeper of all things. She's a do-gooder, yet she's very dark. I'm a mom, a happy, happy, blessed mom of 2 sons, Jackson and Julian, that are 21 and 22. And I think that Rhyme sees all of the people that she comes into contact with, especially Roy with training Roy, that becomes a son to her, that becomes a nephew to her. So I think that Rhyme is a superhero of the Black community. We all have aunties and uncles that are friends of the family, and I believe that Rhyme brings you right in to her family, to her gym, to work, that's what's up.
I love that so much.
Thank you. She's that big hug. Ryme should be the hug of Pokemon, you know?
I love that visual. Um, can you explain a little bit about how you found Rhyme's voice?
Mm. I developed my own technique called Art of the Pivot a while back. And one of the main components is who I'm talking to and what the moment was before. Speaking to Roy, knowing that he was into what I was doing and what he wanted to do, that voice came from me speaking to my sons. So it's the acting that comes first, the voice will follow. And when I'm being serious, Mom, she comes down here a little bit. So, oh, wait a minute. I think that's right. And she showed up. So she's Rhyme's a feeling in my body. Rhyme's an absolute feeling.
That's really cool. I kind of want to ask you to explain that a little more, but I feel like that'll be a little like tricky.
Oh no, it's not tricky at all. If I know who I'm talking to and if I'm connected with the other character, and I know what my job is to that character, to the person I'm speaking to, I know that I'm going to help you, I'm going to guide you, I'm going to build you. My physicality will change. I'm also battle rapping. So I'm in a stance that has me solid in the ground. And if I'm speaking from my core, through my heart, all of a sudden my body just that voice just like goes down an elevator and you find yourself in this beautiful pocket of the diaphragm. And that's mine.
That's so interesting. I didn't realize how connected the body was to the voice.
100%. All one big moving situation. Body, voice, body, mind, spirit, voice. Everything is working together. It's an orchestra. And I'm playing all of the instruments all of the time.
Now, was that something that you found out through experience, or was that something that you were taught from other voice actors?
I think it's a little of both. Absolutely. To embody a character, to really become the character, you would find certain physical traits about them. And just looking at her stance as a drawing, I can see where she's going. So I'm sure if she was very lazy or if she didn't do much, she wouldn't be so dope and she just hang around. But because she's up and she's working and she's moving everything, you engage. And I do see other actors engaging in that same way. There's an engagement to all of my characters, and that's how I'm able to find them back with just muscle memory of the body. That's how I'm able to call them back up. So they all have a stance, they all have a posture.
That's just, that's incredible, especially with your line of work, being able to recall them. Because that's kind of my next question is like, you have so many characters and so many voices. Like, what's it like jumping back into them and making sure that they are different from other characters?
I think that's the coolest part is that I have a time machine built inside of my body and I can go back to that same emotion or that smell or that feeling in the room when I Mrs. Pancakes, for instance. Mrs. Pancakes, that audition was just one page, one line, three times in a row. And there was no art. We knew that she was African American. We knew that she was 35 plus, but all it said was, you don't know me. And it said sassy. Sassy was her direction. And I thought about that for a second before I walked in the booth. And again, that physicality took over. I was a professional dancer for many, many years also. I was a ballerina. And so that has a lot to do with the body and the movement as well. I didn't just come to moving my body out of nowhere. I'm a dancer. So with Mrs. Pancakes, when they said sassy, and then I saw you don't know me, what someone's saying to you in order for you to say you don't know me. Well, they're trying to know you. So sassy to me was, you don't know me. it was like a throwback. Like, wait a minute, hold up. You don't know me? And that's again what happened. So there's that time machine again. You just go back to that original first step and then you're connected. Or at least I am,
That's
gratefully.
that is so cool.
That's how it's worked so far.
Um, so what are you most excited for people to see when they watch Pokemon Horizons?
Mm. That there's diversity, that we're telling a story, that you're going to find something or hear something from every single episode that will touch you. Pokemon is, to me, Pokemon is it's getting that phone call from a best friend when you need them and when you don't. Sometimes you don't know what you need your best friend to say. Sometimes you do. I think that Pokemon definitely takes care of all of those things. It covers all of the bases. As a franchise, as a being, as a land, a faraway land, Pokemon will take care of you. And that's what I'm finding, especially from the fans. I've been reached out to by the most wonderful people, just the kindest fan base. And I'm again so grateful and so honored to be part of this world. It's amazing to work so hard and so long, and one day this happens and you go, and I feel every message and I try to get back to everybody. And it really is, it's a beautiful thing. So it's a community. Pokemon is a sense of community.
That's awesome. I love that so much.
Thank you.
Um, and you've mentioned being a huge advocate for diversity and inclusion in voice acting. And now that like large franchises such as Pokemon are becoming more diverse and inclusive, what is your like vision for the future of voice acting? Like, how do you see this continuing to progress?
I just see the door opening for even more. It's not just black, gay, straight, non-binary, queer, Latino, Asian. It's not that. What about our actors with disabilities? What about our actors that are veterans? What about just the entire voiceover community? We're filled with such amazing people and such amazing stories. So sometimes it doesn't even have to do with just race. It's race and. I'm Black, Jewish, and queer, and I make no bones about that, and have been my whole life. So I'm very into being open and
Oh
being in front
God.
of my narration. I tell my story. This is who I am, and I want people to feel this free. Everybody should be able to tell their story. It's a necessity to tell your story. And I see animation changing and opening up more and more every day for everyone's story. So that's my hope, is that it just keeps opening and opening and opening for everyone. It should.
I agree. I agree. And we definitely are on an amazing path for that, for sure.
Yes, we are.
Um, and part of getting representation on screen in voices and things like that is kind of getting people to know where to look. So, like, what is your advice for people who want to break into voice acting? Like, where should they go? What should they do?
I want to start with NAVA, the National Association for Voice Acting. NAVA, NAVA.org is an amazing organization that is basically everything voiceover. This is our voiceover advocacy, and I would say you would start there. And with NAVA, you can find the voiceover resource guide. The voiceover resource guide is the 411 of true voiceover. You want to study your craft, absolutely. First and foremost, study your craft and study your craft with reputable people. If someone tells you, if you just give me a mere $10,000, you can be a voiceover star tomorrow. This is not true. This is a misnomer. Study with people that are on shows. Study with casting directors that are actually casting. Find an agent that actually has work on the air. These are the ways that you start meeting and understanding people. Take group workouts, take sessions, go to conferences. Voiceover conferences are so important. It's beyond voiceover camp. It's this is where all the people are that are like me. So you really need to reach out directly to the voiceover community. Don't try to find your way to us through some other channel. Enough of us are here and we're very open and big on get in touch with me, let me help you. Voiceover community is an open arm community. You don't find a gang of fools like us if you don't just knock on the door. Someone's going to open the door and let you in. Someone's going to let you in. So, yeah, stick with the true community. Don't try to find voiceover where voiceover doesn't live. Go to its house.
Now, is that an invitation for people to reach out to you personally?
Absolutely. You can absolutely reach out to me. I am up on social media. My websites are up there. I'm everywhere you need to find me, I'm there. If you need me, come holla at your girl.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
Of course.
Now, with voiceover work, and getting to like you don't have to spend all this time on set and hair and makeup and things like that. So I'm sure you're booked and busy. What else are you working on that we can kind of be on the lookout for?
Right now, it's really just getting ready for cons. It's me going on the road and being able to meet all of these fine, fine people. So this is the next step. And I have a wonderful team that's working on stuff behind the scenes that I don't even know about. So hopefully you're going to see me in the flesh. This would be the good thing. So I give you a hug and say thank you.
That's always the goal.
Yes, yes. There'll be more Pokemon too. There will definitely be more.
Great. Um, those were all the questions that I have for you. But is there anything else you want to add, whether it's about voice acting or Pokemon Horizons?
I just want to say, be true to yourself. If you speak the truth will carry in your voice. Um, your voice is it's so personal and it's so special. And because we don't have, as you mentioned, costumes and lights and cameras and all of these things, this is all theater of the mind. This is voiceover is the truest form of acting because this means nothing. No one is seeing this. So remember, if you really want to be a voice actor, it's acting first, voice second. And I think that's the most important thing. And of course, keep watching. Keep watching.
Of course, of course. Awesome. Um, thank you so much for chatting. I'm loving Pokemon Horizons so far, and I'm going to go through your IMDb and make sure I watch your other stuff as well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for spending some time with me this morning.
Yeah. Same to you. Thank you for chatting. But I hope you have a great rest of your day.
So do you, me too, and to you, and be well. And I'm right here if you need me.